Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Wars here, and today I am back once again with another video. Today, I got some little news about the potential sequel to Godzilla Minus One. Now, keep in mind, I still have not seen the movie yet, so still no spoilers, please. But anyways, today's news is about the potential sequel to Godzilla Minus One. So, there is no confirmed release date. I don't think it's been confirmed 100% yet. But, thanks to Takashi Yamazaki, we do have some news about the potential sequel. Now, what could this news be? Well, it's something that I'm kinda not excited for. Now, I know what you guys are going to be wondering. What do I mean by that, exactly? Wait, what news could I not be excited for? Well, Takashi Yamazaki mentions that he has two kaiju in mind at the moment. They are King Ghidorah or Mechagodzilla. And I got this information from Godzilla Town. So, if you're wondering why am I not excited for King Ghidorah or Mechagodzilla, is because, well, for one, we already, unless he does a redesign of King Ghidorah that he used for Godzilla the Rise, then I guess I'll be a little excited, but still. Now, what about Mechagodzilla? I'm not excited for both of them because for many reasons. Well, number one, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I think that King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, Mothra, and Rodan are a little overused. Now, before you guys start going raging in the comments below, being like, oh my god, he doesn't like King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, Mothra, or Rodan. And let me explain why. The reason why I'm saying that is because basically it's like Toho had forgotten about the past monsters that existed in the Godzilla franchise. Like Ingiri, like all the kaiju in the Showa era. I'm mostly focusing on them and not the Heisei or the Millennium villains or kaiju or whatever. Like the kaiju like Ingirius, Varan, Manda, Baragon, Gorosaurus, frickin' Gabara, Hedorah, Megalon, and Gigan, Titanosaurus. All those kaiju have not been used in a Godzilla movie ever since their first appearance in a Godzilla movie. Now I know what you guys are going to be saying. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. Mothra and King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mechagodzilla had appeared several times in the Godzilla franchise. Like, I understand that King Ghidorah is Godzilla's arch nemesis. I understand that. And I understand that Mechagodzilla is obviously Godzilla's mechanical counterpart. I understand that. But, honestly, the reasons why I'm not excited for them is because, well, for one, I think it's a little too early to bring in King Ghidorah. And the reason why I think it's a little too early is because, think about it for a minute, guys. King Ghidorah didn't appear right after the events of the first Godzilla movie, the 1954 original. And the same can be said for Mechagodzilla. Hell, I don't think Japan didn't even have the technology to even build a mechanical Godzilla. Well, unless it's a weapon sent down by the aliens, but then again, the aliens wouldn't really know who Godzilla is, because I've seen a lot of comic books, and some of them have the aliens were shocked to hear about Godzilla, and they never heard of Godzilla. Hell, it even took them like a month or a year to build Mechagodzilla. And plus, how would Japan at that time build Mechagodzilla? Well, like, that kind of technology would have had to come something from, like, the future or something. As for King Ghidorah, it's just a little too early to bring him in, you know? Like maybe like in a movie or two, if the Takashi Yamazaki does do more movies than just the -1 sequel, then it would make sense to bring King Ghidorah in, because, like, you know, because, like, it took, like, 1964 to finally bring in, like, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, which came after Godzilla vs. Mothra, which that came after Godzilla vs. King Kong, that came after Godzilla Raids Again. So that took, like, a couple of movies for King Ghidorah to appear. And it took even longer for Mechagodzilla to appear. Now, I know what you guys are going to say, well, what kaiju would I have in mind? Well, it's simple. I have said this a few times in my previous videos. Hell, the kaiju that I'm about to mention said it himself multiple times. That he wants to be, like, have a return in the franchise. And that kaiju that I am talking about is Anguirus. Yes, Anguirus deserves to come back because, well, for one, he's the first monster that fought Godzilla, and you mean to tell me that a giant pteranodon, a giant moth, a giant three-headed golden dragon, and a mechanical version of the King of the Monsters get more movies to fight Godzilla with rather than a kaiju who first fought Godzilla? Plus, may I remind you folks that this is like one of the most fan-favorite kaiju in the franchise, besides of Doug and, of course, Kevin. Besides of them, this is literally one of the fan-favorite kaiju, and he's being treated like dirt. Now, I know this is just Takashi Yamazaki's choice. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that it would be better to have Anguirus be in the movie. And I know what you guys are going to say. Well, how would Anguirus be a threat to Godzilla? Well, he battled Godzilla before, and you saw how the way he was managed to handle Godzilla. But to fully answer that question, don't bring in just one Anguirus, bring in multiple, like say 2 or maybe 3 Anguiruses. 3 Anguiruses against one Godzilla. We have seen several times in the past that Godzilla has trouble facing multiple opponents. Like, for example, frickin' Godzilla versus Mothra. He has to battle the Mothra larva. The 2 Mothra larvas. Godzilla versus... hold on. Godzilla versus... Terror of Mechagodzilla, where Godzilla had to fight both Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus. Godzilla versus Mothra, Battle for the Earth. He had to fight Mothra and Batra. Godzilla versus frickin'... Oh yeah, Megaguirus. He had to fight like the whole swarm of the Meganulons. And Godzilla against... No, Tokyo SOS. where you had to fight both Mechagodzilla and the larvas and the adult Mothra. Godzilla 2014, he had to battle Hattle the Mudos, Godzilla the Planet Eater. He had to fight the 3 separate heads of King Ghidorah. So we've seen Godzilla handle multiple opponents. He actually struggles when it comes to multiple opponents. So why not bring in 3 Angiriuses? Like what I said before, I'm not against the idea of bringing in Mechagodzilla or King Ghidorah, but I just think they're just overused. I think every time that we get a new Godzilla movie, it's always bringing in King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, Mothra, or Rodan. Like, seriously, why can't, the Showa-era kaiju like Angirius and the others get the respect that they rightfully deserve? People have, a lot of nerve saying that Kong got a lot of respect in in Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, and you want to know who really needs the respect? Angirius and all the Showa-era kaiju who had not made a comeback ever since their previous films. In Godzilla Final Wars, Godzilla just freaking annihilated them all like they were nothing. These kaiju, along with Angirius, deserve the respect that they rightfully deserve. And it should all start with Angirius. He should be the first monster that Minus Goji fights in his potential franchise, because I really want the -1 franchise to actually continue. Because, don't get me wrong, I like seeing all these new different versions of the Reiwa era Godzillas. But honestly, we need a universe again. We need a universe that focuses on a Godzilla that the human characters are already aware of, not just a Godzilla that they don't know and had no idea of existing. And maybe the Singular Point could just continue on its own thing. Like, -1 can be its own movie series, and the Singular Point can do exactly that. Just like how potentially Monarch G-Team could be its own thing. It doesn't follow the main timeline, and just does its own thing. Like, it continues on its own path of after the events of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Which I know a lot of the kaiju are going to get their respect in the Monsterverse. Hashtag Monarch G-Team. But the kaiju need respect in their own franchise that they were created in. So, like I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm not against the idea of King Ghidorah or Mechagodzilla being the sequel of -1. I'm just saying that the kaiju that I prefer to be in the -1 sequel should be Angirius, and probably multiple versions of him. Maybe like an adult, a juvenile, and a subadult. And they all start fighting Godzilla and start proposing a real threat to him. Hell, make it even better. Make them have their own interesting abilities. Like what they did with Singular Point Angirius. They actually gave him an ability. Or her, because I do remember that Angirius is actually female. But yeah, tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Are you guys excited for King Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla appearing in the sequel -1? Or are you just like me and just prefer Angirius being the sequel? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, everyone.